What's up, guys, and welcome to a week of spending money in Charlotte.
I had a feeling you'd come back and save me.
As you guys know, I technically don't live here. I technically don't live anywhere. I am traveling to a new city each month, and I thought it'd be interesting to see how much money I spend in each city. I already did this in Nashville, which the grand total we'll talk about a little later in this video and compare it to Charlotte, a little higher than I might have wanted. But the thing is, it's gonna be hard to compare city to city because each week I do different things. You know what I mean? Like one week I'm spending more on groceries, the next I'm spending more on eating out. So we'll talk about all of this later. For now though, we've got a very fun Sunday. We're going to the Tremont. This has become one of my favorite spots here in Charlotte, just to grab a bite to eat, maybe get a drink or two, even though today I wasn't drinking because it was day. I normally don't drink on Sunday afternoons, although no judgment, no judgment. And of course, I got a chicken sandwich. Are we surprised? It's so good, and the sweet potato fries are insane. Altogether, sweet potato fries and chicken sandwich, it was 13 bucks. One disclaimer I have to make is that Zach and I are obviously in a relationship. We pay for each other's things. He'll get the dinner, I'll get the lunch. And the way I wanted to do this is I'm just going to show you what I consume. So even though, for example, at this particular lunch, Zach picked up the bill, I'm still counting it because maybe I picked up the next one. You know what I mean? This is, I feel like, the best way to do it. I also really need to stop talking with my hands. After lunch, we strolled on over to Free People, and Zach was trying to convince me to buy this funky sweater. I don't know, it's kind of growing on me. It could be a look, but no, I did not purchase this sweater. The Sunday funday continues, and now we're at the Panthers game. Yes, we spontaneously purchased nosebleed seats to the Panthers-Cardinals game, which was a lot of fun, and guess what? It was only 22 bucks a ticket, and that's with those like extra site fees or whatever it is. I do have to admit, I bought a water bottle, and that just breaks my soul. $5 for water. I hate that. It should be noted that we are staying in the south end of Charlotte, which is just south of Uptown and pretty much just where everything is. So that saves us so much money because we don't have to Uber everywhere. We don't need to pay for parking. We just walk. And while our apartment is obviously, well, maybe it's not obvious, but it's a little bit more expensive. We're gonna get into that a little later in the vlog, maybe tomorrow. It kind of pays off a little bit. I mean, Ubers are so expensive and we don't gotta do that. The last purchase of the night is also the most exciting purchase of the night. We just stopped at Flower Child. Zach got a Mother Earth bowl with steak, and I got a Mother Earth bowl with chicken, so my grand total is $15.70. And that makes my grand total of the day, Sunday Funday, $55.70. I just went grocery shopping, and this always eats up a big portion of my budget each week. Like, not even that I budget, but I spend a lot on groceries because I mostly cook at home. Like, I cook at home all throughout the week, and then the weekend is when we get to have some fun. A little disclaimer, by the way, with this trip, I wasn't in my right headspace because Zach and I were having a grocery race in which I won to see who could shop first. What can I say? And so I feel like I'm gonna have to go back to the grocery store this week. We'll see. I really don't even know what I was doing.
Congrats on your prize.
Yeah, I did win, and you tried to say I didn't.
Well, that's a dumb thing to do if you won and you forgot stuff. What is it they say, like play stupid games, win stupid prizes?
Got some butternut squash, chicken, 2 pieces of salmon, a whole bunch of Brussels sprouts, oatmeal, asparagus, a lot of grapes. It's like the only fruit I eat besides banana, and then avocado. And the grand total, I went to Publix, which before coming to North Carolina, I had never been to Publix before, and I spent $99. That feels like a lot of money. I feel like I don't normally spend $99, but I feel like my 2 big expenses were the grapes, those definitely added up, and then salmon. And a big tip for saving money on food is meal prepping, because first of all, once you have it all in your fridge ready to go, there's no excuse you won't want to eat out during the week. So I just have my Brussels sprouts. I'll just take from this container throughout. Each and every container is a serving of butternut squash, and then I'll kind of just like rotate my protein throughout the week, starting with salmon. I didn't end up buying anything else yesterday, so my grand total was $99.08. And now it is time for the juicy part, monthly expenses. I feel like it is so interesting to see what do people find important? What are they buying each and every month? And specifically on this digital nomad journey, I mean, there are certain expenses that are inevitable for a lot of people. I mean, I know some people don't put things in storage, but we do, and our monthly storage expense is $150.89, or about $37.75 a week. This actually went up because when I filmed this video last, I think it was like $110. I think I had like some sort of deal or discount for the first month. So that's a depressing realization. I also still do pay car insurance, even though my car is sitting in storage. That is $74 a month or $18.50 a week. Spotify is an essential. That adds up to $2.70 a week. PicMonkey is how I edit my thumbnails. I always say I'm not the best at this. This has never been a huge skill set of mine, but it's just $2 a month and it's so worth it. And then yes, I do splurge on facials. I do enjoy skin and just, it's a splurge. It really is. It's $75 a month or $18.75 a week, and it is worth every penny. I forgot to include my favorite monthly expense. My gym membership is $125 a month, and before I joined Burn Boot Camp, that would have given me a heart attack. I was always one of those people who was like, working out can be free, you don't need a gym, just run outside. But no, this gym is just, first of all, it's not just a gym, it's actually workout classes, 45 minutes each, and it's just, it actually makes me want to go work out. And to me, that is priceless. So $125 a month or $31.25 a week. I go 5 times a week, and that means each workout is just over $6. And to me, that is so worth it. Especially because I have access to all of the Burn Boot Camps all across the country, which is perfect for this digital nomad lifestyle. And now for the super juicy part, where we're living. And this is always such an interesting thing, especially based on the city, based on the location. It's crazy to see people who are spending so little. I mean, that was me. I was spending $700 a month on my first apartment when I moved to Dayton, Ohio. And now, this is a lot, guys. This is a lot. But before I even get to the total, I just want to show you this place. I mean, it is 2 floors. So you have on the first floor, the kitchen, and then a nice wide open living room, also a dining area. The TV is huge, which we were not used to in Nashville. Our TV was like the size of my laptop. You have these beautiful open windows, also trees in the view, which I love so much. Then on the second floor, which is where I'm sitting right now, this is the huge bedroom. I mean, to call this a bedroom is kind of crazy because it's so big, but huge bedroom, and then a double sink bathroom. I've always wanted a double sink. It's so nice. And then a huge walk-in closet. So the actual space is nice. And then the location. We are staying in the south end of Charlotte, and there is just so much here. Like, guys, I think within a 10-minute walk of where we are staying, there are over 50 restaurants, bars, grocery stores, shops. Like, there's just so much here. And that's really, I feel like, what we are paying for, the location. And so our grand total for this month is $4,822.07. AKA $1,205.50 a week. And one thing I do want to note, it's a little more than a month. It's 34 nights. So if we were only staying 30 nights, it'd probably be more like $4,000, but we got the extra 4. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. You can do this digital nomad lifestyle very cheaply. There are so many cheap options, but especially with both of our jobs, we needed a good spot where Zach could work from home, have a nice dining room table. I needed a good spot where I could film. Like, I want the background to be nice, you know what I mean? So we definitely splurged a little bit. Definitely splurged. And the very upsetting thing, stay tuned, guys. Our next place is even more expensive. Yep, more expensive. Definitely hit that subscribe button to see what I spend in a week in our next place, which I'll be revealing that city soon. And yes, I will be posting the link to this rental unit, but not yet because the time of this posting, we're still living here, so it's a little sketchy. And as soon as we get out of here, I could put this in the description box. Okay, so I just realized one downside of living in this poppin' area in Charlotte where there's just so much going on is it is very tempting to just shop every second of my life. Bad things have happened. I was just on a nice stroll, window shopping, as they say, and that's really something I do. Like, I love just to walk around, look at things, and I don't buy. I'm not a buyer. But today, I was a buyer. This is the biggest purchase on a single piece of clothing or a bag or shoes or anything like that I have ever made. And the irony of this is not lost on me. I'm doing a what I spend in a week, and I just made the biggest purchase ever. I mean, obviously, like, excluding electronics and that type of thing, but the biggest clothing purchase ever. This is so not like me. And the scene of the crime was Free People. I've actually never made a Free People purchase before, and I have seen these bags. They are so cool. I feel part of the crowd. And by the way, I love Free People. I think the style is great. It's just always been too expensive for me, but today I just decided to go for the gold. I went in there to look at some turtlenecks, which, spoiler alert, I didn't even buy the turtlenecks. Then all of a sudden, this thing caught my eye, and I have been looking for a light pink puffer for, I don't know, 2 years now. And I know you're probably thinking like, oh, I've seen one here and there and there. They've never been just right for me. It's like Goldilocks. Like they're either too dark pink or too puffy, not soft, fit weird. And then this guy was just staring at me, just staring there. First of all, can we look at this color? It is like the perfect shade of pink. This is literally my favorite shade of pink. Pink's my favorite color. This is my favorite shade of pink. So beautiful. I will show you what it looked like on in the store. It didn't look good because I'm wearing an exercise dress. It looked weird, but I just knew that this was meant to be in my life. I even started texting Zach to try to get some reassurance. He was kind of giving it, but also telling me maybe don't do it. And I'm like, no. I gotta do it. It has to be done. I need this in my life. And I am missing this like type of clothing from my wardrobe. Like I don't have any light puffers for a fall morning. For example, today I wore Zach's extra large black puffer to the gym. I looked stupid, but I didn't have like that type of clothing, something that's less than a puffer that's down to your knees, but more than just a sweater. I'm just justifying this purchase because, are you guys ready for this? And I still have the receipt. The tags are still on. I can return it. It ended up costing, with tags, $212.36. I've never done this. I can't emphasize that enough, but okay, I'm gonna stop being annoying. I can't believe I'm wearing such an expensive, I don't know. And then to make matters worse, I strolled into Sephora, but I really did need a new primer. I was using the Becca primer, but Becca went out of business, which I'm devastated about, and I'm on my last tube. So I'm gonna try out, I've never tried this before, the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer, and this is the perfecting version. They have like different ones, illuminating, and I don't know what the others are, but this is perfecting. So we shall see how I like this. And that cost me $45.05. One thing I always tell you guys I do spend money on is skincare and makeup. I just think it's worth it. And that makes my grand total for today $257.41. I just made a little stop at Whole Foods. I told you guys I wasn't done with the grocery store this week, and I just got, I've actually never had these before, but they caught my eye. These Skinny Pop popcorn mini cakes. We shall see how those are. And then I just couldn't resist. I've been on a big dark chocolate kick lately. This is the Fio brand that Zach discovered, actually. I was looking for something a little darker. This is the darkest I could find, 85%, but I love my dark chocolate. And then I just got a bunch of Japanese sweet potatoes for my dinners next week. And the grand total is $20.60. And that's all I spent today. So that's my grand total for the day. Well, the good news is our friends are in town. They're going to be staying in a separate Airbnb all weekend long, so that is great. The bad news is my bank account is not too happy. Obviously, whenever you got friends in town, you're going out, I have a feeling we're gonna spend a lot of money this weekend. For dinner, we went to a really cool spot called Wooden Robot Brewery, and the food was so good. I got a chicken sandwich and sweet potato fries. Are we surprised? And it was $17, but I wasn't even mad about it because that was so much food. And then after, Zach and I decided to go to Pins, which they have Pins locations all across the country. It's really neat though because they're all slightly different. This one was so cool. It was, I think, like $24 for both of us, so we'll say $12 for me, even though I'm just gonna be so real with you guys. Zach paid for everything. But it was part of my total technically. And by the way, I beat Zach at least in game number 1, and then he beat me in game number 2. We ended up going to Jenny's Ice Cream. We had to. I'm lactose intolerant. I think so is Zach, but there's been a huge line at Jenny's Ice Cream every night since we've been here. It was worth every penny. $8. We got mint chocolate chip and then the darkest chocolate. So freaking good. And that makes my grand total for the day $33. I may or may not have done a thing. I got this workout set off Amazon. Very, like, it's like cheap. Like, it's not like Lululemon, obviously. I'll put the price here because I can't remember it, but I thought it was so cute, something different. I got a size medium, which it's very, it's loose, but if you have a bigger chest, I'd definitely size up because it's definitely like a fitted top. But yeah, I definitely approve of this purchase. And yes, it's a 2-piece. I can link, it's gonna be on my Amazon storefront below under my favorites because this is definitely a favorite. I just got a new workout set for Zach. It's Christmas morning with 3 new pairs of shoes. And clearly we have spending problems.
I've got Clancy Pro.
It is 5:41 and I just picked up my dinner for the evening. I'm gonna be taking this over to Sam and Lindsay's Airbnb because we're staying in, eating in tonight. I'm actually not gonna be drinking, I'm going to be driving. It's just like a 10-minute drive away. This is my kava order. You can, take a picture, get some inspo. So good if I do say so myself. And then I couldn't resist. Oh man, they all spilled, but I got the pita chips also. Just look at that. The grand total for kava is $13.88, and then we're about to make a couple of pit stops before we go to Sam and Lindsay's just to bring some stuff to the party. Stop number 1 was Publix. Just picked up a couple of bags of party-sized chips. These I've never tried before. This is the Greenwise brand, sweet potato tortilla chips. Thought that looked interesting. And this is like a tried and true favorite. I feel like I always bring this to gatherings. Stacy's Pita Thins, love them, and the grand total for that is $11.71. And then the more exciting purchase, we were actually outside Nothing Bundt Cakes. I don't want to open them up all the way and ruin this, but they look so cute and they all have little birthday presents on them, and this cost $32. And that makes my grand total for the day $83.59. All right, this is my last day of spending money for the week, and a little disclaimer, today could get a little crazy. I'm here with Zach. We're about to meet up with our pals who are in town, and we're basically just gonna be like drinking and eating all day. So I don't know what's in store. It's Saturday, it's beautiful out. You gotta. Okay, I actually wasn't as crazy with my spending as I thought. Our first spot of the day was High Wire Brewing, where I got a water, $0. We love to see it. Then we went to Sycamore Brewing, which is a really neat outdoor spot. I got a seltzer for $7, and then after that, we decided to show the group Tremont. You guys know that's a favorite spot of ours. I got a Tito's water for $9, and then a chicken wrap this time, sweet potato fries, $14. Not too bad. And then after that, we decided to go back to the Airbnb that our friends had rented, and then we just had a chill night in. We were playing board games, just hanging out, which is always going to be cheaper than if you go out because drinks are less and food is even less. Although, actually, spoiler alert, I ordered Flower Child for dinner, $15.70. You'll love to see it. And then I personally just wasn't drinking, so saved money that way. But my grand total for the entire day is $45.70. And now it is time for the juicy part where I reveal my total. And I also have thoughts on the comparison between Charlotte and Nashville, and just, this is the reveal and the thoughts section. But the number you're all waiting for of what I spent in a week in Charlotte is $1,911.53. And yes, that is despicable. That is, yeah, that is just, I don't know what I just did, but that is just not what I'm used to. It's just, it's crazy how out of control things can get. And if you're wondering, what I spent in a week in Nashville was $1,491. So I spent about $400 more here in Charlotte. And obviously there are little like things, like for example, in Nashville, I didn't buy that jacket, but I did other things. One thing I do want to note is that even though obviously our rent is a lot, we save a lot of money on transportation. I mean, we have not taken one Uber since we have been here. And we go out and drink like on the weekends where obviously we wouldn't be able to drive, but we have not taken one Uber because everything is here. We also barely drive. Like seriously, just there's so much in walking distance. I do drive to the gym. Zach's gym is in walking distance. I pointed up, he's up there. It's like a 2-floor, yeah, you guys know. And so we're only filling up our car with gas like once every couple of weeks. Like it's just saving money that way. And I mean, obviously we're just not in a huge season of saving. We decided to start this digital nomad journey when we already had pretty much what we need to buy a house. Like all of that is already saved. We're making more than we're spending, obviously. Like I didn't want to go into this, like it's not one of those things where it's like we're traveling in the country for a year and like going off savings. Like no, like we're still working, we're still making money. That is actually a very important thing to note about the digital nomad lifestyle. A lot of people are working. That's why it's a digital nomad. You need access to Wi-Fi and a computer most likely in order to work. Whereas if you're just traveling full time and just kind of going on this crazy trip, you obviously can't bring in money and you're just going off savings, which that frightens me a lot. And by the way, I just Googled it and it says Charlotte is 3.3% less expensive than Nashville, and yet I spent about $400 more. So it just goes to show it truly is about your own lifestyle and what you choose to do, because you could be living in New York and spend less than someone who's living, well, I mean, that's hard. Those New York prices, I would know. I'm from Long Island, New York. A lot of my friends moved to Manhattan after college and oh my gosh. But for the most part, it just matters your lifestyle. I mean, the thing about New York is you're not gonna move to New York City and then just stay in your apartment all day. Like, no, you're gonna be going out. And that's one of the reasons a lot of people do spend a lot more in New York. Here in Charlotte, we just happen to be in a more poppin' area where I feel like it's tempting with all the things around and spending money, but it's all about your lifestyle and what you choose to do. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's obviously very vulnerable to share expenses and finances on the internet. People are very judgy with this topic, but I'm not gonna let it stop me from sharing because I think it's interesting and I'm interested in this type of thing. I love when people are honest about this kind of thing, and it's interesting, it's helpful, and I hope you guys don't judge me for my next city because yeah, I don't know. Things are probably gonna get a little, I feel like I'm spending more and more each and every month, so we'll see. Be sure to hit the subscribe button for that content, and I'll be back on Saturday with, oh my gosh, not only just another vlog, but also the big reveal of the next city we're going to. I'm so excited. We leave on Saturday. Like, I am filming this on Tuesday. You guys are watching this on Wednesday, at least that's when I'm uploading it, and we leave on Saturday to our next location. So be sure to tune in then. And also I'm gonna be doing an Instagram Q&A while we are on our road trip. So be sure to follow me on Instagram and look out for that because those road trips are long. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.